Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Students, hopefully you will be fine and enjoying good health in your homes. In the last lecture, we are studied about Wilcoxon rank sum test, and we have to do the examples of Wilcoxon rank sum test. Now, we learned today about the procedure of Wilcoxon rank sum test, inshallah. Let's see the Wilcoxon rank sum test for independent samples. First of all, state the null and alternative hypothesis. In the first step, state the null and alternative hypothesis as first one is null hypothesis denoted as H0. The two samples come from identical populations. The two samples come from identical population or the medians of two populations are equal, or the medians of two populations are equal. Okay, and its alternative hypothesis, that is H1, as the two samples do not come from identical population. Simply, students, it's anti about the null hypothesis. The two samples do not come from identical population, populations, or the medians of two populations greater or less from fixed value. That is, say if the fixed value median is equal to 30, then alternative hypothesis less or greater than from 30. Okay. Secondly, students, in the second step, find out the significance level. That is, we use generally alpha stands for significance level, and normally 0.05 takes. In the third step, students, it is very important step, the test statistics. The test statistics to be used is capital R. To be used is capital R. The sum of the ranks of smaller sample. The sum of the ranks of smaller sample and in case of equal sizes students equal size either rank sum can be used. Students, I explained this underline in the previous lecture, that the sum of the ranks of smaller sample. In the test statistics, we use the sum of the ranks of smaller sample for test statistics, and in case of equal sizes either rank sum can be used. Students, if you see the previous video about the Wilcoxon sum rank test, I solved the problem number, I think so, 24.5, and in the test statistics step I use the sample 1, because in the sample 1 the number of sizes n1 is less than, that is I think so 6, n is equal to n1 is 6, and in the sample 2 n2 is equal to 9. So we use only those sample in which the number of values are less. And secondly, students, if the sum of the ranks of smaller sample mean not in the given stage, if ranks are equal, then, and in each case, in case of equal sizes, if n1 and n2 is equal, either rank sum can be used. Okay, and those rank sum is less than, we use this for test statistics. In the fourth step, students, this is the computational step, like the previous test. Computations. Students, combine the two samples. Combine the two samples and arrange the observations in increasing order of magnitude. Students, increasing order here means simply those you have, those sample 1 and sample 2, students, you have to write in the ascending order, mean lower value to upper value you have to go, and then you assign the ranks for each value. For convenience, underline the observations from sample 1. From sample 1 and assigns the rank 1, 2 up to so on, like n1 plus n2 up to so on. Okay, with the ties being assigned, with the ties being assigned, the average of the ranks that they occupies, assigned the average of the ranks that they occupy, okay students, first of all you have to write the computational values, mean sample 1 and sample 2, in the ascending order, mean lower value to upper value, and underline the sample 1, and after that students you have to assign the rank for each value. If the values are same, maybe 3 comes 3 times or 4 times, then students you have to find the average of the rank that you assign 3 or 4 values. Okay, average rank that they occupy. Find capital R by adding together the ranks of the underlined observations when n1 and n2 exceeds 10, then calculate the value of z. Students, when n1 n2 exceed 10, calculate the value of z statistics. And z statistics, and I write the formula of z for Wilcoxon rank sum test in the previous lecture. In the 5th step, students, find out the critical region. How we find the critical region? Students, kept in mind the value of alpha, that is the significance level, which we write in the previous section, 0.05, and check value from the table. And how we check the value of table from the table? Students, capital R less than or equal to the smaller table values, or students, capital R greater or equal the larger table values. Students, we have to find the values of we have to find the value from the table, and by using the n1 and n2 observations from sample 1 and sample 2 respectively. Students, we have 4 values, but the upper 2 values we use. Let's see, students, Wilcoxon rank sum test. This is the table for this. Students, the upper values in each box shows the two-sided test and the lower value for one-sided test, like this in each column, in each box. And the students, capital R less than or equal to the smaller table value, compare this, and capital R, or we have to compare capital R greater or equal to the larger table values. If students any of one condition holds, then I say that our critical value, our computational value lies in the critical region. If this, either this or this true, either this or this true statement, then students, I say that our computational value lies in the critical region. Otherwise our critical values not lie in the critical region, and we accept our null hypothesis. In the last steps, 6 steps, students, we have to decide students, in the last step, reject H naught if the calculated value of capital R, which is less than or equal to the smaller table values, or capital R greater or equal to the larger table values, okay, and accept otherwise, accept H naught otherwise. Students, if these statements, this statement or this statement hold, then we say that our value of capital R computational value lie in the critical region, and we reject our null hypothesis. Otherwise we accept our null hypothesis. This is the whole procedure, students, for the Wilcoxon sum rank test. Students, if you have any problem related with Wilcoxon sum rank test, then write in the comment box. Now students, next topic we have, next topic is the Mann-Whitney test, the Mann-Whitney U test. Let's see the Mann-Whitney U test. The Mann-Whitney U test. This is the very important topic, students. Mann-Whitney U test. Students, this test is also a non-parametric alternative test. Alternative, which alternative? To the students 2 sample t test. Students, you know, the students 2 sample t test, and we explained this test, I think so, previous videos. And students, you have an option, alternative option. You use students 2 sample t test or Mann-Whitney U test. It's your choice. But Mann-Whitney U test is the non-parametric test. It is also the non-parametric test, and in which students require the random sampling from the normal population with equal variance. In the data of Mann-Whitney U test, students, we have to require that the normal populations with equal variance, normal populations with equal variance. Students, it is this line is comes in the MCQs for in a paper point from paper point of view, that which test students to sample t test, its alternative test name as, and you know that its alternative test name is Mann-Whitney U test. Okay, and this Mann-Whitney U test is based on rank and is used to determine whether or not two independent sample of size n1 and n2. Students, this Mann-Whitney U test, how we solve the problems of Mann-Whitney U test, we use the ranks like the previous test and solve the problem of Mann-Whitney test. Student, used is based on ranks and is used to determine whether or not two independent samples of size n1 and n2 comes from population having identical populations having identical distribution. Okay, students, this test be kept in mind. The Mann-Whitney U test also based on rank, and in this test the data that we collect from the population, two populations, that is one sample and then other sample 2, and it's not compulsory. It is this data in the sample comes from two independent or dependent. It's not compulsory. Okay, students, in the first step, which is like the previous test, we use the null and alternative hypothesis. In the first step of Mann-Whitney U test, the null hypothesis to be tested is that the two populations are identical. In Mann-Whitney U test, first step is we have to use the state null and alternative hypothesis as like H naught, which is the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis to be tested is that the two populations are identical, and its alternative hypothesis is two populations are not identical. Okay, and students, in the second step, which is this, we have to find the significance level, and we noted as like alpha, and normally use 0.05. In the third step, students, this is the test statistics. The test statistics, and students, in the test statistics, in the third step, test statistics, to use is capital U and smaller of two values. The smaller of two values. Students, when we have a sample 1 and sample 2 given in a question, and it's your own that we take the test statistics only those value in which smaller samples, okay, the smaller of two values. And in the fourth step, students, the fourth step is computations, and students, it's just like the previous test, the computational step, but students, one thing more add in the test statistics is that we use the formula of U1 and U2 when we solve the problem. Then students, you understand easily these two concepts. U1, which is equal to N1 N2 plus N1 into N1 plus 1 over capital 2 over 2 minus capital R1. And students, for N1 and N2, N1 is the number of sample size 1 and N2 is the number of sample size 2, and from U2, N1 N2 plus N2 into N2 plus 1 over 2 minus capital R2. Okay, and students, if we use these for the computations, and students, if N1 is greater than 8, or if N1 is greater than 8 and N2 greater than 8, mean if N1 greater than 8 and N2 greater than 8, or you write or either N1 greater than 8 or N2 greater than 8, or both, we add N1 and N2 greater than 8, then the test statistics, we use the formula, students, mu capital U, which is equal to N1 N2 over 2, and the standard deviation is, which is equal to sigma capital U, which is equal to N1 N2 into N1 plus N2 plus 1 over 12, and the test statistics would be, the test statistics would becomes as Z is equal to U minus mu capital U over sigma capital U, which, if H0 is true, is approximately standard normal, is approximately standard normal. Students, this is, and after that, in this in the fifth step, Students, you know we find out the critical region like the previous test, and in the sixth step we have to decide it either we accept our null hypothesis or not. Students, hopefully you understand the procedure of Mann-Whitney U-test. Inshallah, in the next lecture, in the next video, we will solve inshallah the problems of Mann-Whitney U-test, and then you more easily understand this topic. If you have any question, students, then write in the comment box related with the Mann-Whitney U-test and Wilcoxon sum rank test. Allah Hafiz.